So I don't really know how to start this video. This is like my first time recording something like this, but I've been thinking about doing something like this for weeks now. And I'm glad I finally found the courage and time to make this. Sorry if my English is bad. Not really my first language, but fuck it, right? So I want to talk about the pursuit of meaning and struggle. And what I mean by that is trying to unravel this universal truth to yourself of what it means to really live inside of this world full of chaos. It's easy to get disoriented by things that surround you, whether that be family, career, relationships, and goals. And it's easy to surrender to pessimism and nihilism when you get to a certain point in your life where you can't really see the light at the end of the tunnel. I mean, I don't think I'm wise enough to really be discussing something as heavy as this as a 19-year-old guy. I mean, what do I know, right? But, from my experience, I've come to learn a lot from life and how debilitating it can be just living day by day without purpose or meaning, or with low self-esteem issues, or going through grief, for example. I can say for sure that I have been through quite a lot. I know I haven't yet lived enough to really see a bigger picture, but I have a decent understanding of life and the struggles that come with it. So I think it's incredibly difficult when you find yourself in a very mentally dark place, and it's also incredibly easy to fall into it, especially if you've been raised without guidance towards problems like this. Personally, I never really had a kind of healthy guidance where, I was always taught strength and resolve is key and fundamentals of breaking out of, whatever mental struggle you're going through, and simply manning up is the only way to do it. And I'm absolutely agreeing to that. I believe having the capacity for overcoming tremendous odds is vital, but, as a kid, it's also very easy to fall into deluding yourself and not really understanding what that means or how you feel, or even outright rejecting what you feel and showing a facade and being in opposition of what you truly bear in your heart. I want to talk a little bit more about Carl Jung, and according to him, the shadow archetype can be incredibly dangerous, but once you're able to face what you've been running away and really feel that shame and anxiety or whatever demons that's haunting you that you numb yourself from, you can really learn more about yourself and learning to love yourself in the process after. For those of you who don't know, the shadow archetype is this part of ourselves where, it's a part of ourselves that we outright reject, and a part of ourselves wherein most of our anxieties lie, and it's obviously, it's very difficult to really understand that part of ourselves because you hate it. Obviously, you're in opposition against that part of yourself because you don't like it, right? But yeah, growing up, me though, I've always been a kind of jack of trades kind of guy. I guess I'd say I'm outgoing, I'm straight A, class clown, and a nerd all at the same time. And kind of crazy. But to me, regardless of whatever role I'm playing, all of them were just facades, and it was easy for me to really blend in, regardless of wherever I'm at. But now that I have like real consciousness and self-consciousness, I've kind of just perceived them as just facades, a kind sort of persona that I've built in order to adapt. And so I never really, growing up, I never had much because I live in a third world country. There were a ton of nights where I went to sleep only drinking a glass of water and seeing my mother cry because of what we're going through. It was really tough, and this kind of directly resulted to finding a way by any means, uh, it was easy for me to, especially because I had that adaptability. So regardless of morality, it was easy for me to fall into that kind of place because I bore such a bitter resentment against the world. Like, why is my mother going through this? What did she do to deserve this? What did I do to deserve this? I did a lot of stuff that I now regret, regardless of why I did them. Every day I pray for repentance for my sins, even though I've gained some sort of hedonistic and materialistic gain from what I did. Now that I've introspected more and thought about it, it was nothing to be proud of. It's the kind of stuff that caused me to suffer from PTSD and cold sweats. Waking up in the middle of night from nightmares. I've always convinced myself that was nothing, and I'm doing this for a grander purpose, but it was a selfish one that caused people to get hurt and myself to get hurt. And so now that I realized it, it made me feel the agonizing weight it truly had on me and for other people. So in essence, I've come to face this shadow part of myself that I've been running away for so long, numbing myself with drugs or sex or pleasure, whatever it is. I've always perceived life as this cause and effect thing, a sort of eat or be eaten kind of scenario, and I guess I can't really blame my past self for this. After all, that kind of mindset appears when you're at life's edge every day, struggling to get food on your plate. It was, of course, incorrect at most and unhealthy at the very least. It was a way of living where everything was black and white. I never really see the colors with the monotonous tones that I've grown accustomed to. It was a difficult pill to swallow. The fact that my sins are what made me, not what I thought made me. So I was very easily controlled by my own shadow, which is what Jung actually warned us about. If you don't allow yourself to truly understand yourself whole, even if it means following things that are difficult to really take in, but you have to do it. Obviously, I felt so much shame for my past actions, like that. It was so shallow, and I could have done something else. It wasn't my purpose to commit doing the things I did. It was in opposition to what I really stand for now that I know what my purpose is. It left me empty, alone, scared, and truly scared for the first time in my life because I knew no one would understand it. I mean, who would? They aren't me, and I'm not them. But slowly, of course, I had to pick myself up again. After all, I never really had anybody, and I'm the man of the house, and I have to do this. I have to provide and do something about it. So I did. It was difficult, obviously, after wallowing in sadness and despair for a long time, but I had to do it. Why I truly had to do it besides providing? Well, I still don't really know. I'm still in the pursuit of meaning in this endless struggle, but within this struggle, I've come to have a habit of stopping and smelling the flowers once in a while. You see, when you're at the bleakest moment of your life, where all hope is lost and you don't know what to do, all it takes is one more step forward towards the right direction. The things I've suffered from made me realize that I need to be kinder to people and be more accepting of people, regardless of who they are or how they can benefit. Selflessness, I thought to myself, was in me, but now that I think about it, I believe it's synonymous with strength and resolve, or even a merit to it. Because doesn't it make you even stronger when you're able to love and show compassion despite the wars that you go through? That, to me, takes a different kind of resolve, I think. Sure, you can stay stoic, level-minded in the face of atrocities and danger, but when you're able to still hold to your humanity, or at least consciously attempt to reform it and become more whole as a person through kindness, I believe that's a kind of different kind of strength. It's easier to hate and harder to love, after all. So to you, dear viewer, whoever you may be, whichever part of the globe you're at, just remember, don't you dare go hollow. even in the most hopeless moments in life, choose to do the right thing, choose to believe in yourself, and choose to be human. Yeah, so that's it. Yeah, I don't really know how to end the video, to be honest, but I hope everyone enjoyed what I had to say. Honestly, it was fun, writing a script for this, because I really like writing. Actually, it's one of my hobbies. It's one of the few things that keep me busy during the weekends outside of playing Dark Souls. But maybe I'll make another video sometime. Who knows? To me, like making videos and content like this and art in general, this is a habit. But who knows? Maybe the channel will grow, or maybe more people come to like the things they say. I don't really know, but whatever happens, I guess happens. But yeah, I mean, I hope all of you enjoyed it, and I hope all of you have a great day or night.